What the deal is? It's T Money, and you are now watching the T Money podcast joint. We in the building, right, Stacks? We here?
We in the building.
Let us know. Yo, what's the deal, man? Yo, you can also catch our show on Unity Radio FM in the UK, man. Just check our social medias and all that stuff, man, and you can get the link to the show. 6 p.m. U.S. time, 11 p.m. over in the UK. So, Stacks, what's going on? Talk to me.
What's going on?
You know, it's getting warm out.
It is getting warm out.
It's getting warm. The vibes outside are crazy.
It's like 90,000 degrees out there.
And no doubt. And when this airs, by the time this airs, the New York Knicks will be world champions. I just want you to know that.
Say that.
New York Knicks will be world champions. Salute to that. Salute.
Oh my God.
So today we have a very inspired guest. One of my favorites, actually. And I want to thank my man D. White in the building. I want to thank him for helping make this happen today. Christopher Williams in the building, man. Everybody give it up for him. Christopher Williams.
What's up?
Christopher, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
How you been, man?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. But look, I just want to let people see you because your energy is magnanimous. So I want to let you know that
Thank you,
now.
Man. What's up, Stacks?
What's going on? How are you?
Stacks Cordero is up in here.
It's Cordero.
And we're drinking Brooklyn Blue.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, Brooklyn Blue. And tell us a little about it, Stacks, if you can.
Okay, you want me to tell you the regular way? You want me to tell you?
I want you to tell me.
You want me to tell you? Okay, so Brooklyn Blue, right? It's a premix cocktail. It has the Puerto Rican rum. It's made with the rum cream, the coconut rum cream, and the fresh pineapples. Okay, but listen, you have to be over 21 to drink it.
Okay, good.
And it's best served over ice.
What if you weren't 21? That's no good?
But you can have it.
Oh, you can
have it?
You can smell it?
That's it.
That's it?
Yeah, you can't get no closer than that.
Okay.
So if you get in trouble, I get in trouble, we all get in trouble. Somebody get up, pow. We don't want that. Yeah, we don't need that. And then listen, if you want to buy it, then you have to contact on the IG for right now. You go to Brooklyn Blue Cafe.creative. You want to spell that BKLYN Blue Cafe.creative. On the IG, you hit him in the DM, and then I didn't get it to you when you let him know that we sent you from the T Money podcast, baby. Hold up.
Delicioso.
You need that.
Brooklyn Blue in the building. Make sure you check it out, man. It's in the store near you. All right?
That's right.
So, we're here. Oh, salute to DJ Lex Brook.
DJ Lex.
Salute to you. Make sure you hire her and put her on like a pair of socks, man.
That's right.
She's
DJ Lex Brook is in the building.
Chris, man, what's happening, bro?
Everything good.
I haven't seen you since, oh my God, bro.
Legendary.
You've been through, listen, we're going to get into it right now because I'm so excited that you're here. This is a great thing.
Me too.
So let's for our viewing audience, let's take it back a little bit, right? Let's talk about, and for those who might not know, so where are you from originally?
We're from the BX,
from the
Bronx.
BX, baby.
Bronx in the building, man. And where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at Truman. Technically, I went to Truman High School.
So does that mean you kind of went to school?
Yeah, but I graduated from the School of Hard Knocks, actually.
Okay.
But I was fortunate to, early on, I lost one of my best friends, and it kind of changed my whole mental trajectory.
Wow. Talk to us a little about that. Well, how'd you lose him?
He was murdered on College Avenue in the Bronx, and it just changed my whole life. And then at the time, I was dating Stacey Dash. She got pregnant, and she was trying to be an actress, so she convinced me it was time for us to leave. I went to L.A., and before I left, I went to a club called Danceteria back in the day.
Oh, yeah, I remember Danceteria very well.
Old clubs, and I met a kid named Michael Rosenblatt, who happened to be Ed Rosenblatt's son, legendary Geffen, and he told me at the bar, because I was with like Lisa Bonet and Stacey, Marissa Tomei, and a couple other girls. And he was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Who are you?" He was like, "I signed Madonna." I was like, "Yeah, and I'm Elvis Presley." But turned out he really did sign Madonna.
Oh, yeah. Madonna used to be, that's why I met her in the club.
Wow.
A long time ago, me and Dr. Dre met her there.
Wow.
A long time. And who else? We met a bunch of people in that club. That club, Boy George used to frequent there.
We used to talk about that. We just said that 6 degrees of separation.
Oh, yeah, no question.
So our paths have all crossed. And then I was fortunate enough I didn't have a long drawn out. He was like at First Sutra Records, Sal and them was trying to sign me.
Yeah.
But they were trying to make me like a Rico Suave, like a dance artist. And I was like, yo, one, I can't dance.
Right.
I could barely two-step, but I can sing a little bit. And he was like, well, I'm going to introduce you to, and Geffen Records at the time didn't really have a urban department.
Right.
They had just got Vaughn Thomas and Cheryl Tyrell, Jim Terrell, legendary Jim Terrell's daughter. So they flew me to L.A. I sang for them, and that was it.
How did you know you could sing in the first place? When did you realize you were a great singer?
Well, I'm a good singer.
No. Let's
so
not minimize.
humble.
We're not gonna make you humble today.
Nah,
You're a
seriously,
great
man.
singer.
Because when you say great singer, I think about like Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder. Those guys paved the way. I think I'm the fall off of Luther, Teddy, and Marvin. Those are great singers.
This is very true. But
Is
let me
that
tell
who
you something.
inspired you?
Yeah, those are my teachers.
Well, let me tell you something. Today here, you're a great singer.
Thank you.
Okay. so okay, that's cool. So growing up in the city, you met challenges early, obviously, of the passing of your best friend.
Yeah.
And then you get the opportunity going to a club. I mean, back then the city was hot, man, with all types of opportunities.
Fire.
Right? Yeah, New York City was a hotbed for new music. Unlike it is today. Today is kind of weird. But back then it was just like everybody was out there looking for new talent. Like, oh, could you sing? Could your cousin sing?
Yeah.
What does he do? Does he dance? Oh, maybe he can go with her. It was like a whole cavalcade of like, professional energy.
Yeah.
So when you finally had a chance to turn your talents into profession, how did that work for you?
It was like a dream come true, honestly, man. Because I had grown up in hip hop, coming up in the Bronx.
Right.
And I used to want to be Big Daddy King.
Right. Did you ever try to rap like King?
I tried, but
Okay.
I gave up quick. I gave up quick.
Okay.
But being in the city, like you said, we would go to clubs and run into people like Kane and KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions.
Oh, yeah, you were in the
Rock,
Bronx, right. Yeah.
So, and big shout to D Nice and all of them. So it was like inspiring to see this stuff unfolding. So to then become a part of the fraternity, it was like it was like I was dreaming.
Well,
like the record.
Yeah, like
No
your
pun
song, like your hit
intended, yeah.
record, right.
So we flew out to Cali, made a record, and I was able to. I learned a lot the first record. So about recording and
Right.
you start learning the game, the hit factories and R&R and Billboard, and Wednesday was radio day, and you just start meeting all the players and the names, and it just became a new life for me. The fortunate part was that I still love it. The unfortunate part is that we learned the business.
Right.
And
That's why it's called the music business.
Yeah, business.
And most people don't pay attention to the business
The
part.
business.
Right.
And, we had little challenges, but I, always was able to, fortunately, my talent would overcome it. And then time would, lead into, I got my first record. Because the first record, I never really won. I had my first hit song, my top 10 joint was called I Talk to Myself. And the reason why I had to make that record was because Bobby Brown was so hot at the time.
What label was that on?
It was on Geffen Records.
It was on Geffen, okay.
Yeah, so I wound up signing to a rock label.
Oh,
And they
wow.
were
Yeah,
trying,
that's right. Geffen,
to break into
They didn't have an urban
music.
department,
They
right?
just were forming it. So
Right.
me, Ray Parker Jr., Jennifer Holliday,
Oh, wow.
and David Peetson, the kid who was killing the Apollo
Yeah, I
at the
remember
time.
that, yeah.
He was a school teacher, cool dude from St. Louis. But I wound up emerging because once I got a deal in L.A., I came home, and the first single was supposed to be a record, Promises, Promises, that I wrote.
Right.
But Bobby Brown was so hot, he had my prerogative. So they sat me down in the office one day, and they had a stylist and all these people. They wanted to give me the Gumby and all of Bobby's clothes.
So here, see, this is where I have a problem, man. Like, because something's hot now, the record label goes, no, we could turn you into this. This is not what you
We
want
call
to
it
be,
artist
right?
development.
Right. Oh, yeah, development, all right.
You
They
should still be able to have your own image.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why they want to do a carbon copy, another
Makes it
cutout
easy
of
for them to
something.
market because they see the marketing direction of Bobby. So now they're like, okay, let's make Chris like Bobby so we can go in the
Yeah.
same lane. But
Yeah.
No.
And they were
That's not
confused
who
too
you are.
because Al B. Sure, I was Al's stunt double bodyguard at one time.
oh wow, so that kind of explains things to
Yeah.
me. Like, because people tend to get you guys a little confused, right?
Wow.
And Al was like, at the time, other than Bobby Brown, he was like Michael Jackson. Because they were chasing us everywhere we went.
Yeah.
They didn't know if it was me or him at the time.
Yeah.
But, it was good for me because I got to see what he went through. And I used it for leverage to move into the Christopher Williams business. And then we caught #1 record with Promises.
Right.
And that's what really, started to solidify me as an individual. A light-skinned dude, one as a baritone, was really, unusual. Because when they saw me, they were like, okay, if you sing R&B, then you must be like Bobby DeBarge or El DeBarge or, one of the, or like Al, who's,
they heard that.
who are really falsetto singers.
Right.
And I was like, nah, I got a deep voice and I can't dance.
Killed it.
That's
So
fire.
we
Killed
tried to
it.
go with the light-skinned Teddy Pendergrass, but they wasn't going for it. So we made record Promises. It came out, did well, and then Stephanie Mills fortunately took me out on the road, and that's what kind of launched my career.
So that's interesting. Is that a thing? Just because you're fair skinned, you have to sing a soprano or tenor, or
I guess you got to sing falsetto.
you gotta, so something. That's
And I can sing falsetto for 3 seconds, and then I got to get out.
Let me be myself.
It'd be like time out.
Like James
Yeah.
Ingram, because singers like Jeffrey Osborne, James Ingram, D-Train,
Oh yeah,
those guys helped shape me.
Yeah.
Even though my musical father was Teddy and Marvin, and then the great Luther Vandross. So
Did you ever have a chance to work with Luther?
I didn't work with him, but I got a chance to. We went to this big event. So my aunt is Ella Fitzgerald.
Oh, that I didn't know. Interesting.
Yeah.
See, this is why we do the show.
So one day we had this big event in Beverly Hills Hotel, and Dionne Warwick and Ella were always friends.
Right.
And we wound up going to this event, and I got to sit at the table with Whitney Houston, Luther Vandross,
wow.
and my manager was mad at me because he was like, "Why are you not trying to talk to Whitney? You talk to every other girl in the business." I was like, "That's Whitney Houston."
Right, exactly.
I just was happy to be around her.
Exactly.
And those experiences really just started shaping me towards really loving music. But again, trying to manage my how I felt about the business, and the music was a vast difference.
So when you heard your music playing and all these things were transpiring, because at some point as an artist you go, okay, this is real for me. I can actually make a living at doing this. When was that? What moment was that?
The day I heard Talk to Myself, I was coming out of a flight at LaGuardia Airport, and we were going to do WBLS. And I get off the plane with my first manager, Cassandra Mills, and I hear, I talk to myself, because there is, I was like, so I'm calling everybody, I'm like, yo, my record's on the radio. And that's when I thought I could do it. And then when I got to tour with Stephanie Mills, and we wound up doing this show, the Image Awards.
Oh.
And I got sick that day. And of course being nervous too, because Stephanie just being one of the most phenomenal female entertainers, period. That voice and just her showmanship.
Yeah.
And I remember the late, great Lil Silas telling me to grab her.
Lil Silas.
You remember Lil?
Yeah,
he did all the MCA stuff. Lil was like, yo, man, come here. And so he said, don't play with her. I want you to go out there and grab her ass.
That's how he talks too. That's how he talks.
I said, are you crazy? He said, listen, nigga, you got 101 fever. I know you're nervous because you look like a deer in headlights. So true to form, I get out there,
wow.
and I'm looking across at Stephanie Mills, and I'm about to sing the words, and I'm like,
But did you? Hold on.
so I did. I said, Stephanie, I dropped down on one knee because
Right.
again, I can't dance, so I had to learn what we would call shenanigans. You got to
Right, you gotta
put
do
on the
something.
show.
Right.
So I dropped down to one knee and I said, Stephanie, sit on my lap. And Stephanie didn't know it was coming, but the consummate entertainer, she shimmied over, she sat on my lap and she grabbed my hand, and when she got up to sing, she showed the audience how big my hands was, and she said, these great big old hands.
Right.
And that was the launch of my career.
Oh wow, what a story!
Yeah,
What a
was the
story! But
launch.
that sounds like him though.
Yeah, I used to be a baseball player. I was a back catcher, so
Well, you caught?
yeah.
Wow.
You chose the right career. Catching is tough on your knees, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So-
Actually, that's why I can't dance now.
Yeah.
I played baseball too long.
So that said, now you're smoking hot, right? Christopher Williams is a big name. People are coveting you. So give me the dynamic about how the label
They still didn't know what to do with me.
See,
T.
this is what I was about to ask you.
They still didn't know what to do
if
with
you're
me.
hot, because the streets were speaking.
Yeah, and they didn't know what to do with me either because I was from New York, and I was like, yo, we need to go back home and embrace where I'm from. I know I came out here and got a deal in Cali, and that, I thought that was definitely like, I thought that was great that I got to expand my horizons.
Right.
And I got a chance to be around my aunt. And I never asked her for anything, but
really? That's cool.
She was really super proud that I was able to get a deal and navigate my way. And so they did nothing. So what we did was we started connecting to what was happening in the streets. And fortunately, I had been recruited to Purchase College by a young brother named Theron Cotton and Wesley Snipes.
Oh, Wesley.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
And Wesley, we were all Leos. So me, Ving Rhames, Eric LaSalle, Kadeem Hardison, Alan Payne, all Leos.
Oh, well, that's
all from New York.
The Leos are in the building here too today.
Leos is in the building.
That's right. Leos representing the building
No doubt.
on the T-Money podcast.
The Lions Den.
No doubt, brother. Yeah.
So,
okay.
An interesting turn of events came about. We met George and Doug, who wrote New Jack City and Barry Michael Cooper.
Okay.
And Wesley was telling them, that I was super talented. And they wanted me originally to be G Money, but I'm glad I wasn't because I got a chance to work with the guy who's still my brother today, Alan Payne, who's a great actor.
Right.
And
salute to Alan Payne, by the way.
Salute to my brother, AP. So we started forming New Jack City.
That was a good. I was about to get into that, but that you in New Jack City was like really the coolest thing. Yo, so let's discuss. So did you have to read for the part?
Yeah, I had to audition for Pat Golden and Warner Brothers, and then got a chance to meet George and Doug, and then Mario, and then somehow they was trying to take my song. I think they were trying to give Dreamin' to After 7. Yeah, they was trying to give Dreamin' After 7.
Wow.
But Cassandra fought.
Good. That's your song.
And they were saying they wanted Teddy Riley to do it, and so did we. But Teddy had a protege, my brother Stanley A. Brown, who wound up doing many amazing things.
Right.
We got the record done. It's funny, we went in the studio. Another epiphany was my deep voice, and they were like, listen, I want you to go in here and sing this record like Michael Jackson.
What?
I'm like, Michael Jackson?
Let's think about that just a second. You have a deep voice. Singing like Michael Jackson is not working for you.
Yeah, but then they gave me a bonus check, and I went in there and was like, I can't get over the fact that I'm with you. Now that I have you. I was like, all right, you want Michael Jackson?
You figured it out.
Like, so that's
you
how,
saw them zeros. Was like, oh, that's what's happening.
I was like 100,000. I was like, now that I was ready to do the kick, the hand, and everything.
So, but Chris, so talk to me from. I'm asking on a personal note, like. So you're an R&B singer, then you became an actor to a degree to do this movie. How was the movie? Was it like working with Wesley and working with Alan, as you had mentioned?
Everybody, just a dream cast, man. From Phyllis to Russell Wong to Vanessa Williams, Ice-T, of course.
God bless the dead,
Just a moment in time, man. I think none of us can really ever forget Chris Rock, who brilliantly played Pookie.
With no question. Because keep in mind, that movie is like, there's certain things in the culture that are part of the culture and they're like staples.
Yes, that's definitely one of them.
New Jack City is a staple. And if you're part of that staple, we consider you part of the culture.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why I needed to interview you today, because this is what it is, right? Yeah. You know? So how many times do people walk up to you and go, pretty motherfucker?
I never liked your pretty ass anyway.
I like your pretty ass.
If I had $5 for every time, I'd be somewhere in the Mediterranean.
Right.
But it's funny. Yeah. No, I wouldn't, because I love music, man.
Right. So music was.
Yeah, and it's still passion, in me. Right? Yeah. So, right. And I'm doing a lot of theatrical stuff. But what happened, through the transition of business, I just started learning that. At one point, I kind of got blackballed in '91.
Blackballed by the business?
By the business, yeah. I had a run-in with, unfortunately, with my brothers Andre Harrell, the great Andre Harrell, God rest in paradise, and Russell. And I was managed by Russell and Leor at the time, and things weren't working out business-wise, and I was getting fed up. Because I've never been a person who just wants to go to FedEx and give them $17 and that my package gets there in 2 days. I've always wanted to know how it gets there.
Oh, okay.
And what's the process, what's the profit, how can you do this? And then my everything shifted to ownership for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started reading a lot again and going back into who I was as a person and finding myself. Now, I didn't intend for the hiatus to be that long, but that's what this business, unfortunately, sometimes tries to do to artists. They try to shelf you and break your spirit, but I'm a lion.
That's right.
No question.
You got to kill me.
You're going to roll regardless.
Yeah, so, you know, fast forward all these years later, and not to skip too far, and I know we'll go back, but I'm one of the only artists that went away for 29 years, came back with a single Good Enough this year and went #1, and really started paying attention to how music pays, because terrestrial radio is good for us OG artists, but it doesn't pay.
No, not at all.
Digital radio pays $20 to $44 a spin.
Right.
So we started focusing. I was fortunate enough to meet a great team of people that we assembled now, and we're moving forward in ownership. Not only just with the record, which is, you know, music will always be my platform, but just in everything. I just opened up 3 businesses in Brooklyn. I wrote a story called The Book of Akbar. I'm producing a story called Alki Bulan, which is about all Kemetic thinking. And we're fortunate now we have a meeting on June 10th with Marvel.
Oh, beautiful.
So God is good, man. And, you know, I think I'm kind of like Abram in the Abraham season.
Right.
Because just when you think like, or you could let other people try to give you their understanding, I've always been interested in my understanding. Because when you master oneself, that's when you can master your journey.
Well, you being inquisitive in regards to all these things is what makes you intelligent. Because most people, sometimes they don't really pay attention to any of that. But all they see is, remember you mentioned the zeros? That's all they see. They don't even ask why.
And I've never been interested in fame. It's cool to be famous. There's some there's some perks to it, no doubt. Right. But I've always just loved the work. Yeah, well, you know, I love the work. And I think when you hear my new songs and you hear the youthful energy still in my voice at this stage of my life, you realize his heart beats for this. Because
this is what you were bred to do. This is what you're supposed to be doing.
That's what I always say in my show. Warm it up, Chris. I'm about to. Warm it up, Chris. That's what I was born to do.
See, there you go. See, because you're in your lane. This is what you were bred to do. Yeah. So you feel a sense of comfort. You're supposed to.
It's home.
You know? Yeah, exactly. You know. I saw something Arsenio said the other day. Arsenio Hall said he walked away from late night talk because, you know, he's done everything he needed to do, and the money really didn't matter. It was about him living his life,
right?
You know, so sometimes you get to a point where you're just trying to do what you have to do.
And jewels come about. I started having children.
Right.
My dad got sick. You know, my mom is 88, still driving, bossing me around. And you find out there's a balance in life, you know, that you have to respect both sides.
Speaking of sick, talk to me a little about it, because you went through something yourself, right?
Yeah,
you went through illness
for the first time in my life. November 5th, 91, I fell into a coma for 24 days, 23 or 24. I need my son to remind me how many days exactly it was. Man. But I lost. I went from, you know, I used to be pretty stocky. I went from 200 pounds to 131 pounds. Wow. Woke up in a nightmare, had plugs and tubes everywhere. But even that didn't really shake me. It shook me because I was witnessing my children looking at me that way. But it really, it was, you know, looking back, it was probably the best time of my life, because it was a time where the Creator was able to isolate me with him. And he started peeling my onion back. He started letting me see what was real. And it wasn't like any revelation where it's like, okay, everything became perfect. But everything that's happening to this day, right now, even sitting in front of you after all these years, T, from your MTV days, he revealed it to me. Everything. He told me, you'll be back on the charts. You will own this. You will do that. He told me he would send the people to me that would help me complete this promised land journey. So, and even looking back, I never knew why my email, since I was a kid, was CLW, the Lion of Judah. I didn't know what that meant till I was in the hospital, and I had to go back and find my understanding, who Christopher Williams really was.
You know, when you fall, in life, God will pick you up, and he will straighten you out right in front of everybody so they can see, so you can be a beacon, so you can be a light
And that's
right?
what this part of the journey is about,
yeah,
too.
man,
Like everything we do now, I have great business partners. I'm looking at some of them now.
Right.
And everything we do now is about this promised land thing because it's about leaving things better than how you got there.
Right.
I see a lot of the challenges with kids and this pedophilia and all this crazy nonsense going on in the world, and it breaks my heart. So I'm like, if just my village can take care of that part, and then other villages start doing it, we can start to create a different energy. That you don't have to demasculate people, or you don't have to hurt people. You don't have to take all their money or all their music or all their publishing. Everybody, there's enough on the table prepared to eat. And, you know, even in the Bible where the Creator says, you know, prepare groups of 40. Because the Creator wanted to see organization, and I'm going to be a blessing to it.
That's right.
And I declared that in the hospital. And since I did that, I don't chase things. I don't worry too much. Obviously, we're physical beings.
Right.
You know, we're physical beings trying to live a spiritual existence. And, you know, the people here, like, you know, my boy Dwight, he's been a blessing. He's like my little brother now. He's seen times when I'm, you know, like I've had physical challenges, and I go out and I just say, okay, God, you put me here. I'm going to jump off the cliff. And we kill the show. And I know it's not really me.
It's him.
Yeah.
Guiding you.
And I've just gotten to that point where, you know, life is easy, man. If you just put it in the right perspective.
Right. Well, let me ask you a question. Take me back to when, and because I, you know, glory to God, and 99.9% of most people have never been in a coma before. So take me back to when you came out of the coma. What was your mindset like at that point?
Was my penis going to work?
That's a very real response.
That's the first.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. So you should think about your penis as soon as you come out of a coma.
I look crazy.
Just so you know.
I said,
but that's you have to check your ports. I feel you. Listen to me,
come on, man. I was like,
you don't know how long you've been out. So yo, what's up? You straight? Because if he's still asleep, that's a problem, right?
Then I got past the physical part.
Okay, right.
And I just the coma was actually abyss. That's the best word I could find to describe it. It was peaceful. I wasn't scared. But I think that had to do with growing up in the Bronx, too. I have faced death so many times, honestly.
Right.
And so many different forms of challenges that I just was like, all right, you know, let me get 10 tones down and buckle, get my laces tied up because I need to be strong for my kids.
Right.
And now my grandkids. And it's funny, the first day I went home, my son had he had just gotten married. He made an apartment in his basement for me, him and my daughter-in-law, which was, it was beautiful the way they just took me in. And that Christmas, I was talking to Monica's mom, that's my daughter-in-law, and Lolly was like, "Hey, Senior," she's Spanish. She said, "I want you to lullaby them. I want them to have a baby." And this is a true story. Me and Lolly talked about this. That night, we did karaoke as a family. Okay. And my son, he didn't want to sing.
Can he sing?
Yeah, can he sing?
Sings just like Cisco. Sings got pipes for days.
Wow. Oh, wow, that's nice.
But he's a business owner, and he also is an amazing electrician. He's made a great career and a great life for himself as an electrician.
Right.
And I lullabied them, and they got pregnant that holiday.
Oh,
look at that. What did you sing?
And they had Christopher III. So he's now about to be 3 years old in September.
He must be so
cute. And we
cute.
call him El Uno. Well, I call him a lot of different things. I call him Papa, but I always tell my son that he's the curse breaker. I never met my mother and father. I was adopted.
Oh, you were?
Wow.
Okay.
So they call me the cliff diver. He's the curse breaker. And El Uno's the one. My grandson is just, he's just everything. And not that my granddaughter isn't. I have a 10-year-old now. She turned 10 June 4th. And funny thing is, Corey wound up having the same birthday as Albie Shore, who's been a lifelong music brother.
Wow.
So they celebrate the same birthday. So these things are, you know, again, they're not happenstance. You know what I mean? And I just feel blessed that I'm here and I can tell all these, you know, like sitting in the room with you guys early and all the different stories. And you're saying, man, like,
so many stories.
this is just 6 degrees of separation and it's a blessing. And when we learn who we actually really are, and we join in solidarity, we can move mountains.
That's the problem with a lot of us. We don't know who we really are.
Yeah.
More importantly, so many people in this life grow without knowing their purpose.
Yeah, and the indoctrination. We've been taught fear.
Exactly.
Everything's fear-based.
That
Everything's
is a fact.
fear-based. And they don't make sense because, again, scientifically, we're carbon and 9 ether. They never die. They only transition. So death is not a truth.
That is true.
It is as much an indoctrinated word as good morning. Why would you want to have a mourning? Why would you want to mourn anything?
Right. How funny is
Mourning is not a place that you want to be.
Check that play on words, right?
Yeah. There's a million of them. I could go on and on.